Thousands of children suffer from life-threatening illnesses while trying to live as normally as possible. Time after time, the Make-A-Wish Foundation brings joy to these kids and their families.
Letters of thank yous that we receive, they're just so beautiful that you know you've touched the lives not only of the child but of the family as well.
Now it is the Foundation's time to be rewarded. The Bundaberg branch of the charity has turned 21.
What a fine and admirable 21-year-old we have turned out to be. The finest of role models, with the swag of sterling achievements behind us and a shining future in front.
And what better way to celebrate Bundy Branch's coming of age, but with wish number 76. 14-year-old Danielle wished for a new computer to help her study while undergoing treatment for cancer.
Just a reminder of all that's happened, all the good and bad, and it's just good to remember those things.
Like all the kids Make-A-Wish has helped, Danielle can't thank the team enough.
I thank all of them because they were very helpful and helped everyone during it too, and helped me now too.
Make-A-Wish Bundaberg hopes to reach 80 wishes soon, with 4 new surprises already in the pipeline. Alex Phillips, 7 News. Professionals travelled from far and wide to reveal the secret to making a living out of visual art.
We've got people from Brisbane and also out west. We've got a presenter that came in from Thangool just to show how you can be a professional practising artist in a regional area.
The Growing Your Practice Symposium, hosted by CQ Uni Bundaberg, aims to help emerging artists progress to the next step in their career.
It's going to help the artists of the Bundaberg region to really build their career, and as a whole for the community help to build up our creative industry, so we've got more people actually making a living out of visual art.
The 2-day seminar was designed to teach artists how a hobby can be made into a profession.
It's taking them through everything from marketing to how to apply for exhibitions, developing appropriate curriculum vitaes.
Artists need help as much as they can, and if I can give them a little bit of help along the way, all the better.
And it wasn't only the advice from the presenters that made the symposium such a success.
And it doesn't really matter what angle you come from, but the whole idea of taking it to a business level, you're getting that skill from the presenters as well as the other people that you're talking to.
So this is great. Gets them all together in one place and they can talk amongst themselves and really get involved. It's fantastic.
Alex Phillips, 7 News. There has been no sign of the economic downturn in the lead up to Easter.
I guess with Easter being later this year, we've seen a real positive pickup. Certainly in chocolate, for the cooler weather, certainly goes well.
And seafood outlets are doing brisk trade too. Despite the recent Moreton Bay oil spill, distributors are also happy with the quality and supply in the lead up to Good Friday.
There's plenty available, and the price is quite reasonable. It hasn't really gone up that much. So, and there's plenty of fish. Weather permitting this week, if it stops raining, it'll be a good time to get out and get some seafood.
And while petrol prices dropped today following the usual price cycle, the RACQ is advising motorists to fill up within the next 24 hours.
We would expect prices to go up to about $1.15, $1.16 at the peak this week. So the tip for people who are travelling over Easter, get in early as usual and fill up by Wednesday.
We'll have to wait until the long weekend to see how prices do eventuate. If they do go above $1.15, RACQ says to watch out. Oil companies are simply profiteering off the public over the Easter long weekend.
This whole weekly price cycle thing is basically the manipulation of the oil companies, their command of the wholesale market.
So if you're planning a road trip this Easter, avoid being a petrol price bunny and fill up today. Alexandra Phillips, 10 News. Shoes have long been considered an everyday item for most of us, but for many children and parents in Zambia, however, it is a very different story. A unique charity drive in Brisbane is working to change this.
At first we thought 10,000, then we thought, well, why not make it 30,000? And the reason for that is not only children, but more people we talk to. Adults over there have gone their whole life without ever donning a pair of shoes.
ABC's Marching to Africa appeal has tugged at Brisbane's heartstrings and shoelaces as people donate footwear.
Actually, when I was going to dropping my wife off at work last week, I said, listen to that, and she says, here, and she pulled out $50 out of her pocket, and she says, go to the op shop, fill the car with what you can, and I dropped them off.
And it has not been just old shoes being donated.
We know at least 100 schools were collecting them too. This is from 2 hours just at one place in Brisbane.
So far, almost 28,000 pairs of shoes have been donated in just 2 weeks. And it's not over yet.
What he saw were these children running around in bare feet, kicking a rolled up newspaper as a soccer ball.
The results have certainly been outstanding for a cause which started with an eye-opening trip by local businessman Danny Underwood.
The support we have seen from Brisbane residents throughout this appeal really has been phenomenal. 500 of these shoes would have been enough to support the African community. The 30,000 the ABC hope to donate really will be a gift from heaven.
Shoes can be donated at locations in southeast Queensland until tomorrow evening, when the long process of counting and packaging begins. Alex Phillips, 10 News. A well-loved community flea market is struggling to keep its character. It has been taken over by a Sydney businessman, and critics claim he's just after dollars. Supporters see the West End markets as a vital part of Brisbane's lifestyle.
It reflects the quality and the texture and the colour of this particular place.
Actor Billy Brown is one of many preparing to fight to keep the spirit Brisbane identity Peter Hackworth created when she started them 6.5 years ago.
Actually, I've never had a venture that has been so heart and soul, and it was just more than a sort of business. It was a whole feeling.
But council has given management rights to Sydney-based Blue Sky Events, and locals fear everything will change.
It'll become a theme park market and not an organic and true market reflecting that part of this unique town.
Well, that's the problem with a lot of the markets. There's no sort of colour. It's all about the money and making it really strict and rigid.
But the newly appointed market managers, Blue Sky Events, say they too know what makes a market tick, and they won't be turning it sterile.
The company's Brisbane office says the company does understand the community's needs, and their tender included a promise to keep the unique atmosphere. Nevertheless, hundreds of people are expected to protest at the site tomorrow. Peter Hackworth also refuses to give up so easily.
We fought the fight and go out with a bang.
Alex Phillips, 10 News.